EastEnders reveals what happens when Cindy and George come face to face. EastEnders has revealed what happens when Cindy Beale comes face to face with her estranged husband George Knight for the first time in years. Cindy was unveiled as George's missing wife, Rose, in a huge twist back in June, and she's been living in France with her ex-husband Ian and son Peter. Cindy will be confronted by several ghosts from her past now she's back in Walford, in a huge week of episodes commencing on Monday, August 28th. After meeting with Peter, Cindy heads to Albert Square in search of Kathy, much to the concern of Ian, who is determined to get her back home. Desperate to not be seen, Cindy has to avoid those who knew her from many years ago, but with no luck in the cafe, she heads to number 45 to face the music. It's not long before all hell breaks loose between Cindy and Kathy, before Ian arrives in a desperate attempt to get Cindy away. Amid all the revelations, Kathy is stunned to learn that Peter is back in Walford as well. Cindy agrees to leave, until she is stopped in her tracks by George, who has just exited a party at the Vic for Anna's birthday. George had been struggling with Anna's big birthday anyway, sad that Rose is missing another milestone in their daughters' lives. With the emotions of the day taking over, George goes outside for some air, where he comes face to face with Cindy. George is stunned to see Cindy, but he soon hardens to learn she had no knowledge that he or the girls were in the square, and she didn't return for them. Cindy questions George on the daughters' whereabouts, but he lies and insists they are both in Spain. Wanting to protect Gina and Anna, George takes Cindy to the barrel store and demands answers from her. However, when Linda interrupts the clandestine chat and references Anna's party, Cindy realizes her daughters are inches away and rushes into the bar to see them. Not only does Cindy come face to face with Anna and Gina, but the rest of the Walford residents as well. At the end of a very difficult week, George ultimately orders Cindy to leave, along with the rest of the Beales. Alone for the first time, an overwhelmed George breaks down. Discussing the huge scenes, Michelle Collins, who has reprised her role as Cindy, said, "It's a real rollercoaster of emotions. She didn't know George was there, she didn't know the girls were there, and that's a real shocker. All these things happen and then there's something else and something else. It really is a roller coaster of emotions, which is what you want as an actor anyway, you want a challenge." It certainly was challenging and it was exhausting as well. That's the one thing I'd forgotten. How long these days are, and the amount of dialogue you have to learn. The quality of the show and how they managed to produce that quality in that short space of time, is beyond me. It's amazing and people work so hard, but that threw me a little bit. I hadn't had to learn that amount of lines that quickly, but it's amazing how quickly you get back on the treadmill. Explaining Cindy's connection with George, Michelle added, "I've been told that Cindy and George have a great chemistry. Sometimes even if you like working with somebody, it doesn't always mean you're going to have great chemistry with them. But it feels that they connect. I love working with Colin Salmon, it's just a joy. He is obviously a great actor, but he's very cool and very chilled, and he brings such a great energy to everything. We clicked from the beginning, we actually met years ago. He's a great asset to the show. I think it's a great casting, he's got real strength. He cares a lot about the character of the show and so do I, so that's really important to me. You've got to be really invested in it as it was a big move for me. I've been really lucky actually working with Colin, and obviously Adam again, and the girls are really amazing too. I really enjoy coming in every day, it's great."